Cody in the morning. WSM. This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Listen to me. All God's children smiling on Friday morning. Don't be nervous. Don't be cocky. I'm your teenage guest disc jockey and have just done the shake with Abby Cadabby on Sesame Street. We brought it to the stage of the Grand Ole Opry. I'm on tour, Kelly Sutton, Charlie Mattos.
Okay.
My dancing machine.
What did the shake look like?
It looked like this.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's a little twist and shout?
And and you could find it online on the socials, Opry socials, and I posted it on mine as well.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, we didn't do the full frontal because people couldn't take it.
That'd be
so
a
they
lot.
shot it from the back.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what those hips did with Elvis. You
Yeah.
don't need that. We can't handle that again. That's too much. Glad we did.
The story,
glad we were smart about it.
Story you've just heard is true, actually. And we've got Aaron Weber coming to see us. Excited about that. He is a new daddy, and Charlie just got an update that
I believe Olive Joan Weber will be making her WSM debut with Mr. Aaron Weber this morning. Because if you got a young'un, you know what happens when child care falls through.
Bring me that baby.
Bringing the baby. Kelly Sutton is so excited right now.
I will hold her. I don't even have to talk to Aaron. Give me your child. I'll go in the other room and play with her. That will be perfect.
Monte Warden, our Austin buddy, is coming to see us here in a little bit. He's playing the Opry tomorrow night and celebrating Elvis tomorrow night.
Yeah. Oh man, he's got that style anyway, but he's so good.
What a remarkable career. And I want to find out, he was talking about his debut at the Opry. It kind of looked like the Ryman stage, but I guess it was the Opry House stage. But anyway, because the backdrop's so different now from what it was then. But he was with the Wagoneers when he debuted. Oh. And Tracy Todd, like seconds after he posted this, did a little history lesson, found a picture from that night that she had taken and posted it on his Facebook account.
Oh,
and
that's
said, Here
cute.
you are.
Oh.
Isn't it crazy how
nothing dies. It's
that's
always
right.
there.
Got that shoebox full of pictures from the old days.
Always. Well, we got all kinds of fun stuff coming up. Just a little bit. Casey Musgraves has a new love, so stay tuned. We're going to introduce you to her new love. Also, how much do you have to love something to have a tattoo of it on your body? There's a woman who loves Red Bull so much that she actually got the barcode tattooed on her arm. Yes. So when she goes through and does self-checkout,
Wow.
it's hilarious. I've got that video. And the video that broke the internet that's the cutest thing ever. A little boy and his goat. I'm in love. It's precious.
WSM Radio. This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
And the show rolling through Friday morning from the Simply Superior Acuff House studio in the Grand Ole Opry Plaza, where Aaron Weber joins us. He'll be on the Assembly Food Hall stage here in just a minute, playing the Opry tonight, co-host of the popular Nate Land podcast with Nate Bargatze, Dusty Slade, Brian Bates. They're all a part of it, too. Got a new comedy special. Very excited to talk to him about Signature Dish, streaming now on YouTube. Hang on for Aaron Weber. He got the debut, I think, the WSM Radio debut coming in the form of his child.
Well, she made her Opry debut a week ago, so she's checking all the bucket lists.
She's the baby girl. Just like that has disappeared with Aaron Weber's baby girl. They are somewhere in the Acuff house walking around, and Kelly is having the time of her life right now.
Yeah, I don't know what your play-on music was before Miss Olive was born, but now you got new play-on music now.
Sure,
so, yeah.
sure. I feel bad. I showed up and immediately Kelly's babysitting for me, but I appreciate it.
She is way more excited to hang out with your daughter
Yeah.
than she would be with me and Bill. So.
This is my first time. My wife's away on work for the weekend, so this is my first time. It's just me and the baby all weekend, and I mean, within an hour, I've already dropped her off with somebody else.
We need to play Mr. Mom from Lone Star.
Oh, gosh, that's a good one, too. Yeah.
And I'm thinking, Aaron, the passage of time when we first met,
I know.
you weren't married.
I know.
Yeah, and then you had a
know.
girlfriend, then you took her to be your wife, and now you got a baby girl.
I know. It's crazy. It's crazy, but the Opry's been a real constant the whole time. Huh? How about that?
And you're back tonight.
I'm back tonight. I'm pretty excited, man. I did it. I hadn't done it in a while, and then I did it last week, and it was great. But like a weekend show, there's just a different energy there. So I'm excited
absolutely.
tonight for sure.
So for those who don't know your background, you are a Notre Dame alum.
I am, yeah.
From Montgomery, Alabama.
Right. I am a Miami Hurricane alum. So I do want to thank you for not wearing your Catholics versus Convicts shirt, because we do open the football season this year.
I know. It's the first game this year. I'm excited, man.
Yeah.
How do you feel about your team?
I'm really torn. I mean, I love my alma mater, but I'm Catholic, so Notre Dame's my team too.
There's still time for you to come into the fold.
I'm sure they would take.
Come back into the good side.
Miami is never.
They're recruiting.
They are. They're recruiting. I'm worried. Miami's never as good as they predict them to be early on.
But that's a good mindset to have. You never want to go into the season too confident.
Right.
I haven't been that way in a while. I think, you know what? We'll see what happens.
Will you tell the story of your wife surprising you with Notre Dame tickets, but what game she actually picked you to go to see?
Oh, well, the last game we went together, it was the Notre Dame versus Tennessee State.
Yes.
Yeah. And my wife goes, I bought you Notre Dame tickets. It's Notre Dame versus Tennessee State. I hope it's a good game. And I was like, hey, I hope to God it's not a good game. This better be unwatchable pretty quickly.
Yeah. If it's a good
and
game,
it was, thank God. Yeah.
So this is multi-generational. Notre Dame is in your family, right?
Right. My dad went there. My two older siblings went there. At one point, I had 5 first cousins that were all there at the same time.
Wow.
So it's a big family.
Yeah.
Thing,
So
for sure.
before your family migrated south to Montgomery, where was your dad? Did he grow up in that part of
My
the
dad
country?
grew up in Mobile, Alabama.
okay.
And my mom grew up in Montgomery.
So
So-
how did he wind up at Notre Dame?
I don't know. I think he wanted to get as far away as he could from Mobile. That's what it feels like, geographically.
He just kept driving north.
He just kept driving north. He got to Michigan. He thought, this is too far. I'll stop right here.
Yeah, I always enjoy the Michiana weather updates you get when you go to a Notre Dame football game because it's right there on the board.
Oh, yeah. Let me guess. Gray and cold?
Yeah.
Yeah. There it is. Yeah.
But on the few sunny days, it is one of the most beautiful campuses I've ever been on.
And when it gets snowy, it's so beautiful for about a day. And then you're like,
Then
all
the
right,
snow just kind of.
all right, I'm ready for this to get going.
Yeah. I grew up in Providence, so New England is very much the same. They always show in Foxborough that beautiful photo of the church on this gorgeous sunny day with the leaves changing. And we
Right.
do have days like that in the fall in New England. We have 3 of them. And they just got the photo on one of those days. So
Of course.
So how did you and Nate Bargatze and Dusty Slay and Brian Bates all come together on the Nate Land podcast?
Well, thankfully, the stand-up comedy world is pretty small. Like you get to run into people pretty quickly. Like I always equate it to imagine picking up a guitar for the first time, and then 6 months later you get to open for the Rolling Stones. That's kind of what it's like as a comedian. Like you get to work with comics that you respect and look up to, pretty quickly. So like I ran into Nate just around town. He wasn't, I think he was still living in LA at the time, but we just bumped into each other and we had a lot of mutual friends. And then Nate, thankfully, when he started the podcast, he thought of me and called me up. So it was a big surprise to me at the moment, but we've been doing it, 5 years now, which is pretty crazy.
And tell me about your YouTube series, Signature Dish.
Signature Dish. Yeah. So Nate was nice enough to fund and produce my first special. We taped it at Zany's Comedy Club last year. We actually taped it while my wife was in the hospital about to give birth. So if you watch it, the whole time I'm on stage, I'm just thinking this kid's about to be born any second now. Like it could be happening right now. And I have a couple bits about pregnancy where in my whole head I'm thinking this could be irrelevant. In an hour, but it's on YouTube. It's called Signature Dish. It's just 30 minutes. It's real easy. It's an easy listen. They don't do genres in comedy, but I like to think I'm easy listening. You know what I mean?
Back in the day when I started in radio, there was a format known as MOR.
MOR. What is that?
Middle of the road.
Oh, I love that. Middle of the road. Yeah.
MOR. I mean, it's a real thing.
Put it on while you do the dishes. You know, tune out, tune back in. You won't miss anything.
Put
That's
it on
what
repeat,
I like.
as a matter of fact.
Yeah, that's right.
So you mentioned Nate, obviously. I mean, there aren't many guys. I mean, you go back in the day, Steve Martin, Robin Williams, but there aren't many comedians, Matt Rife to a certain extent now, who can sell 20,000 seats. And you got to do some of those arena shows with him. And man, that's surreal, right?
It's pretty amazing. I mean, you think a sold out stand-up comedy club is about 300 on average. And I remember the first time you feel that, you're like, man, this is awesome, right? And then to go from that to a sold-out arena of 20,000, I remember just looking around the room going, that's a club, that's a club, that's a club. It's insane. It doesn't feel real. But it's awesome.
So was that preceded by 4,400 at the Grand Ole Opry before you?
Of course. Yeah.
So because I mean, again, multiple clubs when you look out there.
100%. I think about that at the Opry all the time, or even the Ryman. You're like, well, this is how big's the Ryman?
2,200.
Yeah.
2,200. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to do math on air because that'd be embarrassing. But 2,200 divided by 300.
Just under 10 clubs.
There you go. There you go. That's a good way to do it. Approximate.
Yeah.
So obviously, fatherhood has now worked its way into your repertoire.
Yeah, it's a big part of it now. And I didn't set out to be I'm not trying to be like a dad comedian, but it dominates so much of my life right now that it's just inevitable. It's going to come out,
Well, it is sort of ironic that one of my favorite routines I've ever heard you do is the number one dad hat at Goodwill.
Oh, that's
and
right.
Now you're number one dad.
I need to go get that hat now. Right. Yeah. The joke was I used to shop at Goodwill a lot. Still do occasionally, but I saw a hat that said number one dad, and I was like, this is cute. And then I was like, somebody donated this. Somebody got rid of a number one dad hat. Best case scenario, the dad died. What do you think?
Worst case. Oh.
Yeah. I don't even want to go into worst case.
That's funny.
But everything in there has a story.
That's Aaron Weber. There's more ahead from the Assembly Food Hall stage as he heads to the Grand Ole Opry House tonight. Big Red Curtain, 7 o'clock.
This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
And new dad Aaron Weber is here. Funny man, and on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry tonight. 7 o'clock is showtime. Big Red Curtain is up. And when would you have debuted at the Grand Ole Opry? How long ago?
August 2017.
August 2017.
Yeah, I think I was 26 years old. So now I'm an old man. 33 now.
How did we determine Olive's birth name?
It was a family name.
Oh, okay.
It's a family name. Olive Joan is her name. I call her OJ. People don't like it.
I was going to say, not as great a reference as it used to be. I had a recurring dream. Listen, I kid you not, 5 different times that I got a job in radio back in Miami, and we moved, and we ended up living next door to OJ, and he and I became golfing buddies.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and my wife got mad at me in the dream, and then when I told her the dream...
I forgot this was a dream.
Right, yeah. No, this is a dream.
I was like, how is this not come up?
No, this is a dream.
Okay.
So my wife gets mad at me in the dream, and then I tell her about the dream, and she gets mad at me in real life.
And then OJ kills your wife in the dream.
That's exactly what she says. She goes, Nicole Brown Simpson, look, So,
Well, you're a busy guy. Lowell, Arkansas, Phoenix, Arizona, Denver, Colorado, Atlanta, Georgia, Huntsville, the Rocket City, Alabama.
That's right.
All in the days ahead, and that's just in the next few weeks. So how do you travel?
Southwest Airlines, mostly. A lot of those, I got some coming up that I'm going to drive to, and I'm pretty excited about. I haven't had just a drive in a while.
Well, Huntsville would be nice.
Huntsville's nice, but like a 5-hour drive. Doesn't that sound nice?
By yourself?
Just me in the car.
There's nothing better than that. Yeah.
Driving 100, yelling at the windshield. Doesn't that sound fun?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because you're going to learn with children now. Add an hour and a half to 2 hours to every drive.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So tell me about the Fallon experience recently.
It was pretty amazing. I got to do the Tonight Show to help promote the special in February. Jimmy Fallon was so nice. He's one of those guys, I'm sure you've met a ton of them, where, I don't know, they're just so famous that it doesn't even feel real when you meet them. Like, I'd seen Fallon on TV and in videos forever, and then he's just saying hi in the dressing room, and it was just, like, bizarre. I don't even remember what I said to him. But he was so nice. It was, I would say the most interesting part of that experience was it's such a job for those people. It's this big deal for me. It's very, it's a showbiz moment. But those guys are just going to work. And, like, it was a Monday. So 6 p.m., I mean, they're walking out of there like you would leave like a factory job. It was so interesting to me. And you have this big moment. Jimmy Fallon says, congratulations. And then you walk outside and you're on the streets of New York and nobody cares.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Part of you expects you open the door and there's, paparazzi and they're like, nobody cares.
Oh, listen, there is an incredible video that you could pull up of Blake Shelton when he was voted sexiest man alive.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And he walks out in the middle of Manhattan and starts walking down the street. And he's like, he's looking around, and then people are just passing him. He's not even getting a second look. And finally, he stops these two young ladies and go, hey, are y'all feeling anything right now? Do y'all take the People magazine? That's what he said. And they were like, no. So I get that. I understand.
Right. It's good to be brought down to earth that quickly.
Speaking of that, you have posted recently about the difficulty you have talking to your plumber.
Yeah.
Share more of that.
Yeah, I have a bit that's starting to go viral among plumbers on TikTok. And man, are they making fun of me right now. But I had a plumbing issue at my old house when we were trying to sell it. I was trying to fix it, and there was a leak. And I called the plumber. By the time he got there, the leak had stopped. Turns out it was the bathroom upstairs. The tub was leaking. I didn't know this at the time, right? I thought the leak had I thought we used all the water in the county. I have no idea what was going on. But by the time the plumber got there, it wasn't obvious where and I could tell he kind of doesn't believe that there was a leak. So now I'm trying to convince the guy that I didn't make it up. It was this awkward moment between two just grown men in my basement. And he was like, everything looks fine. And I go, do you think I just wanted to hang out with you in my house? We had a moment where, like, we've talked about, I feel like I'm very educated in some things. Like, I went to Notre Dame.
But not automotive. We know that. Not automotive. Apparently
anything like that,
no plumbing.
I'm such a moron.
You're not a tradesman.
So he said, why don't we cut a hole in the drywall? And in the moment, I forgot that drywall was a type of wall. I thought he was saying, you think you had a leak? Why don't we look at this drywall right here? I go, it was wet this morning. So I just look like a real idiot to this guy. But you know what? Those guys need people like me. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They need.
Yes.
If everybody knew what they were doing, they wouldn't have any customers, right?
Yes, my favorite phrase that pays. Hire it done.
Yes. 100%. That's how I'm living my life now.
Or the quote Andy Griffith, call the man.
Call the man.
Call the
yes,
man.
And the man is Aaron Weber this morning on the Assembly Food Hall stage. Go get him at the Opry tonight.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Who's there tonight?
Kelly
actually.
Oh,
Your
nice.
babysitter
That's
is there
what I'm
tonight.
talking
So if you
about.
need more help tonight, she's already on retainer apparently.
Perfect.
In addition to us and Jimmy Fallon, you can find him as a co-host of the Nate Land podcast with Nate Bargatze, Dusty Slade, Brian Bates, and the new comedy special on YouTube. It's streaming right now, Signature Dish. Thank you again, buddy.
Thank you, guys.
And week it is new. It's on an album called 30 that's coming out in the fall. It's 2 volumes. There'll be a volume 1, and then sometime later, volume 1 in the fall, and later the second volume of 30, which is 30 years for Ty Herndon in the music business. And he and Ashley McBride teaming up on all things old can be new again, I guess, in the music business. 1998, the original solo version, the duet version. My pick of the week. Here we are, August 15th, 2025. Kelly?
Okay, Elmo and Abby at the Grand Ole Opry. In case you didn't see it, we've got the video. Take a look at this.
Put your hands up, show me that you're one of a kind. Elmo, are you one of a kind?
Yes, and so are you.
Yes, I am. Put your
y'all.
Elmo
That's
riding
so
into battle,
cute.
baby. And that's Cowboy Elmo, you see.
Yeah, he's got his hat on. That's so precious. Elmo and Abby making their Grand Ole Opry debut last night. Sad that I wasn't there to see that in person because that was special.
It was Lauren's first visit since the baby
Did she bring the baby last night?
I did. She certainly probably was backstage. I didn't
hope
get
so.
to.
I hope she got pictures with Elmo, Abby, and the baby because that would have been precious to keep.
What's your
forever.
hourly babysitting charge?
$250 an hour.
Okay.
Give me a call. I will tell you, this is the video I saw yesterday that I went, oh my gosh, this is the cutest thing ever. It's a little boy with a goat, and it's county fair time. So look at this. He got a yellow ribbon, and he was so excited, and he is hugging and kissing his goat after their competition. You know, they have to stay very stoic when they're showing their animals, and so he's very, very still. But he looks at that ribbon, and then he looks down at his goat, and he looks at the ribbon, he looks at his goat, and he hugs him and kisses his forehead. And he has now been on talk shows, this little boy, because they're all like, what is your special connection with your goat? And he said, I just love him, and I'm so proud of us. It was so cute.
Did you notice goats don't take long to love? The goat was ready to be done with all
Yeah, he was done with it. The little boy was so cute.
Hey, we're back to wrap it up on television. We'll continue on WSM Radio. We've got Monte Warden coming to see us. Tell you more about that in a second.
More Coffee, Country, and Cody is on WSM.
Monte Warden, talk to me, Texas. I said that when you walked in the door this morning, and immediately a Bill Monroe story ensued.
Well, you said, well, good morning, Texas. I said, that's the only thing Mr. Monroe ever called me. I met him on Ralph Emery's old show, and he goes, you know, Texas, I wrote Elvis Presley's first song. I said, oh, yes, sir, Mr. Monroe, I know that. He goes, okay, what was it? And I said, it was Blue Moon in Kentucky. And he went, Texas, you're okay.
You passed the test you didn't even know you were studying
Exactly.
for. Oh, my gosh.
Well, I shared this story recently, and I was telling you, and we had to go to the break. I didn't get to finish it, but he was in New York with Ricky doing Country Boy video. You remember the dance scene in the subway and the whole thing? And he was always so proud of the way he dressed and looked and his hair. And you can go back and look through the archive, the photos, and you can tell that. But they had him in overalls. And I'm sure his upbringing, he'd seen enough of overalls, right? Mm-hmm. And so Ricky said we picked him up in the limo, and it was just quiet for the longest. And then finally he goes, Rick, I feel like a hobo in these clothes.
Oh.
He and I was blessed. I got to tour Japan with him, and Mr. Monroe was always in a suit. I always wore a tie. He was talking to me, and some of the other artists on the bill were in the hotel, and he said, look at the way they dress. He goes, I worked so hard to get out of denim.
Probably very true.
Don't you wish you had a tape recorder back then? And because the memory's great, but man, there's probably gems every single second, right?
Well, yeah, except there's a lot of those things you can't really repeat.
Well,
too,
there's
so,
that too. Yeah,
you know.
there's that. Yeah,
but not so much with Mr. Monroe. You know.
Ricky said the director came to him and pulled him aside and says, man, are you sure this guy has not had acting lessons? And he said, no, he's had a lot of years telling people what to do.
Amen.
Wow. So, out of curiosity, did anybody call him Bill?
I don't know of anybody that did. I reckon just everybody called him Mr. Monroe. I mean, the headliner on that Japanese tour was Roger Miller, and even Roger called him Mr. Monroe.
Wow, kind of like Mr. Acuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
yes, sir.
Wow.
I imagine they called each other Roy and Bill.
Wow.
Maybe so.
What would that have been? What year?
That was
roughly?
89. We went over to Japan with him.
I wonder if Randy Hart was Roger Miller's band leader, because Randy Hart, our great keyboardist, he was with Roger for 8 years.
Forever, right.
So, wow. Oh, that would have been such an insanely small world.
It was really cool.
We'll have to ask him tomorrow night.
Yeah. Amen, absolutely.
Take us back to what that was like playing it for those crowds, because in my mind, I would be fearful. They don't know what we're saying. Do they even enjoy this music? But there is such a passion for it over there.
Well, there's a huge passion for it, and we played this country music festival, and you know, when I was talking to Roger on the plane over, you know, how many Japanese people are going to show up for a country festival? And he goes, I don't know. I've already been paid, so I don't really care. But we showed up, and there were 50,000 people because it was the only country music festival there. But like they were, the fans were like dressed like as cowboys, and they like had chaps and hats. It's almost like a cultural trick or treat thing going on.
Yeah.
And they're big into bluegrass.
They love bluegrass. That was
Yeah.
the whole thing. It's
Yeah.
like I was with the Wagoneers, and we had our drummer, and Roger was there, and Marty Stewart was there, and everything was just rocking. Everybody was leaning very forward on what they were doing, and Mr. Monroe came out, and he never had drums, because drums are for parades, is what Bill Monroe said.
No music in a drum.
And so,
There's no music in a drum. That's what he told Rick McClure.
and he headlined it, and he brought the house down. They just loved him.
Yeah.
And it was the last time I saw Mr. Monroe, it was over at the Hall of Fame, and this was years later. This was shortly before he passed in 97, 98, and I was just there. They were honoring him, and he was in a wheelchair, and he had the program. He had it rolled up in his hand, and I was looking at him, and he nodded at me. And after all the festivities, he motioned me over, and he said. Forgive me, how do we know each other? And I said, Mr. Monroe, we toured Japan together. And he went, we showed them Japs house done, didn't we, Texas?
Wow.
Well, you recently posted, this was a precious moment. You talked about, speaking of the Wagoneers, debuting at the Grand Ole Opry. Would that Ryman or here?
No, that was it.
That was here at the
yes,
Opry.
sir, 88.
And you just put a post up about it, and
Yes, sir.
Tracy Todd found a picture and posted it, added it to your link.
Of us meeting Mr. Acuff, because Mr. Acuff was there, and Minnie Pearl, and
Yeah.
Webb Pierce.
You standing center stage during your set.
It was crazy. Something else. Tom T. Hall was introducing us, and it was so inside. Tom T. Hall's such a hero of mine. I love Mr. Hall's music so much. And he was talking to he was talking to a friend of his, and then the stage manager came over, and this is when it was on Saturday night, was on national TV on National Network. And he said, Tom T., this is Monte Warden of the Wagoneers making his Opry debut. And Mr. Hall was talking to his friend, and when he's talking to the stage manager, he just went, okay. And I went, oh, my Lord, Tom T. Hall's not listening or paying any attention. And he goes out of commercial, center stage. He's sitting there, the spotlight comes in, no cue cards, it's the Opry, no rehearsal. And he came and he said, friends, joining us making their Opry debut, and he proceeded to say something that our publicist couldn't have come up with. It was the greatest intro of my life, and I went, okay, that man's in show business. I'm in something else, 'cause that's not what I do. It was really cool. And then after the show, he sought me out, and he said, son, you were fantastic. That's great. He said, they tell me you write all your own material. I said, yes, sir. He goes, well, that is bad for business.
Now, if Porter Wagner had done the introduction, you may have well been Marty Walden.
Yeah, it was.
Very famous for
right.
not quite getting the names
quite
right.
the same.
Yeah.
But this great man,
That's unbelievable. Got so many hits.
Can't play
can't
them
even
all.
play them all here tonight. Can't play them all here tonight. Yeah. Nobody can over-introduce you like Porter.
That's the best. That is the best.
Well, thank you so much for coming to see us. Very
Oh, God
special
bless you.
occasion for you, I know, as an Elvis aficionado. Elvis passed tomorrow, 1977,
Yes, sir.
correct?
Yeah, 48 years ago tomorrow.
And you're playing the Opry to remember.
And yes, sir, the Opry called. We did it last year, and Gina Keltner said, would you like to come back for our 100th? And why don't you do 2 Elvis songs? And I'm going to do the 2 that Elvis picked on the Opry, That's All Right, Mama, and Blue Moon of Kentucky, and Steadfast Love off of my current album. It's a spiritual that Brandy and I wrote, my wife Brandy and I wrote, that's in the Southern gospel tradition of all those great Presley sacred songs. So, and they just said, come on up, and it is such an honor every time you get to pick the Opry, and I never know if I'll be back, and we're just so excited to be here. And then y'all sent me the message, you want to come up and see us Friday morning, and it's just it's crazy, man.
You said sacred song, and then that takes immediately I'm transported to Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs. And we're going to sing one for the sick and the shut in.
Right.
It was sacred number.
Yeah.
That's what how they referred to them.
That's
the
all I've
sacred-
ever called
and
them,
then,
you know?
and they would close with a
Sure enough.
a gospel number. So-
Now, Gina and I are both Elvis aficionados. We have both judged the Nashville Elvis Festival for the ET. I mean, we're like fanatics, right? And we're having an Elvis discussion one day, and Bill walks up to us, and he did not mean this kindly. He said, oh, looky here, the Eddie Stubbs of Elvis.
Wow.
It was not said in a complimentary way. So,
I wouldn't take it as such.
no, and we did not.
But But you didn't forget.
No, I remembered it. I remembered it. Yeah.
Monte Warden continues from the Assembly Food Hall stage on Coffee, Country, and Cody. Charlie, help me out. Where are we going musically here?
We're doing the spiritual.
Okay. We got sacred number.
Sacred number.
Doing the sacred number here with Monte Warden on WSM Worldwide on Circle Country.
From WSM Radio, this is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Monte Warden's here. You know you're good when you're in the Texas Heritage Hall of Fame, Music Hall of Fame, twice. Once as you and once with your band, the Wagoneers.
Yes, sir.
Who are the dangerous few? Who makes up the dangerous few?
Well,
these
we've
days,
got
Monte?
Moss Palermo on drums, who's also with the Wagoneers, and Brent Wilson on bass, who's the guitar player from the Wagoneers. And we got Nick Latursky on piano. He'll be here tomorrow night. And Eric Telford on trumpet. And that's the dangerous few.
And do you still go out with the Wagoneers from time to time?
Oh, yes, sir. I mean, we play the opening of an envelope. We'll do anything.
I've never heard that. That's funny.
You
Never worked with the Wagoneers.
Having come here from South Texas and lived in the hill country for years, I know your family is steeped in Texas history.
Yes, sir.
How many generations?
I'm 7th generation Texan. Our son Brooks is 8th.
Wow. And so tell me about that first generation.
Well,
where
they
came from.
lived in Bedford County, Tennessee, and in the early 1830s.
Shelbyville.
Yes, sir. The Mexican government invited Americans to come in, and their plan was, we'll invite the Americans in, they'll kill off the Indians, and then 10 years later we'll raise their taxes and they'll leave. And that worked great, except for the leaving part. And the reason why so many Tennesseans came to Texas was they were Catholics. And the Catholic people didn't have the rights they thought they should have in Tennessee in the 1830s. And by Mexican law, to be a citizen, you had to be a Catholic. So all the Catholics left Tennessee, came to Texas, and my people, been here ever since. And we fought at the Battle of Bayhar and Battle of San Jacinto, and right under Sam Houston, and I can't take any credit for that, but it's still pretty cool.
What was their first stop when they got to Texas? Do you know?
They stopped in Nacogdoches to get their land, and then they went down to in East Texas called San Augustine County, and then after Texas defeated Mexico at San Jacinto, you got 640 acres for just being here, and another 640 for having fought. And the farther west you went, the more acreage you got. And my people chose the very far west of the frontier, which is now exactly where the Austin airport was where our land was.
There's still miles and miles of Texas to the west, right?
Oh, yeah.
But we don't have that land anymore if you're trying to borrow some money or something. We lost that a long time ago.
Well, what a wonderful backstory, and the fact you've kept up with it and continue to share. I think it was Texas Independence Day back in March.
March 2nd, yes,
that you posted that.
Yes, sir.
We've been looking over here. You got a whole gaggle of people with you.
Yes.
A gaggle.
A gaggle of people.
Well, we got our son Brooks Warden
Yeah.
and his mama and my beautiful wife Brandy Warden and our friends Molly Hemingway and her daughter Lindy Hemingway. They're going to join me on That's All Right Mama. Tomorrow night on the Opry, when we honor Elvis, we're going to do Blue Moon of Kentucky, pretty close to the Sun recording. And the That's All Right Mama, we do kind of a mashup of his 1954 Sun Records deal and his 1969 arrangement from That's the Way It Is with the background singers.
It was the show opener for several years before C.C. Ryder took over. But
Oh,
like
really?
69 to 71, even Madison Square Garden in 72, That's All Right Mama was still the opening.
Right.
Had
Now-
a very fast tempo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Will it be anybody's first time stepping on the Opry stage
It'll
and performing?
be Mama and Molly's first time. Brooks was here with me last time.
Oh, that's going to be special. Good stuff.
So what's your connection to Elvis? What drew you to him?
Oh, my Lord. I just love him so much. The first time I saw him on TV, I was 5. His 1973 comeback, via satellite from Hawaii. He came to Austin in May of 77, and my folks took me to the shows. First time I'd ever seen live music outside of church, And I love him like a family member. His music growing up, he was like my friend, man. And I think it's just the greatest recorded voice ever. He's just a brilliant innovator and singer, and I love virtually every era of his recording. Even the movie soundtracks I dig, but my favorite stuff is his early stuff on Sun Records, and of course the gospel stuff. The
Please
sacred
tell me
stuff.
you have a jumpsuit.
I do, but I just wear it at home by myself.
I am so jealous right now. I truly am. And man, if you can dig Harem Scarum, you are an Elvis
Yeah,
fan.
or-
That's a
Spin Out's pretty.
Spin Out,
Yeah.
Girl Trouble. There's a Kissing Cousins.
Well, you
There's
know,
a bunch.
it's so funny because I got to meet with Dudley Brooks, the piano player who played on Clambake. You know,
yeah.
musicians called clams, mistakes clams. And he said, boy, that album was aptly titled.
Oh, yeah.
Well, when Charlie's son Jackson was much, much younger, he was a movie reviewer.
This was a car seat conversation when he was like 4 or 5, still sitting in the back, and he goes, "Daddy, Elvis movies are so great." And I'm like, my work here is done.
Right.
I'm Father of the Year right now.
There's the DNA test right
That's
there.
right.
Exactly.
That's right.
You knew it was happening.
So do you guys put on your jumpsuit and you and Mama have a like an Elvis and Scylla baby date night?
Well, our son's right there, and I don't want to embarrass him.
That's enough. That's
You wondered what was going on while you're gone.
If you're
right?
wondering how he got here in the first place.
Oh my gosh.
Do you have a favorite jumpsuit, by the way? I'm into jumpsuit minutia. So
You know, I really dig the I dig the one with the fringe from That's the Way It Is.
Yeah.
And the high collar, and I
Yep.
dig the Hawaiian special one.
yeah, and you know, there's one with fringe that literally went down about 3 feet, and he only wore it twice because it kept getting tangled up in the guitar and the microphone. But the L.A. Forum is one where he wore that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
do
know.
like
I
fashion.
am kind of
They're phenomenal.
Yeah, with this, that's why I'm the Eddie Stubbs of Elvis.
Well, it's like the Wagoneers hired Emery Gordy to produce our records.
Oh wow.
Just because he'd worked with Elvis.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's like we just got to ask him Elvis stories. You know, and Emery's one of the cool things, and I know many people have said this, but Emery said Elvis wasn't the nicest famous person he ever knew. He was the nicest person he ever knew.
Wow.
And that kindness is just one of those continuous threads in people telling stories of him. His generosity and his anonymity in his generosity. Just, he was a good boy.
And famously here at the Grand Ole Opry after that fiasco where he played it once, and he said the only person that was nice to him was Ernest Tubb,
Right. Right.
That's pretty
which
incredible.
is perfect because he was also right there with
Right.
nicest folks you'd ever want to meet.
Yeah, sure enough.
Yeah.
Sure enough.
Yeah.
And I know Scotty Moore said the only 2 times he ever saw Elvis weep was in the dressing room at the Ryman after their slot and when Gladys passed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Right on.
As Ernest used to say, be better to your neighbors, you'll have better neighbors.
Amen.
Doggone yet.
Well, you want to invite everybody up to
Yeah.
the stage?
Let's
Get them
come
on
on.
up
Let's
here.
get the church choir up here. And
Amen.
again, if you would, introduce everybody
All
individually.
right, over here, this beautiful girl right here. She's not available anymore. This is my beautiful wife, Brandy Warden. Here's our youngest boy, Brooks Warden. This is Lindy Hemingway, and this is Lindy's mama, Molly Hemingway.
Oh, what are y'all going to do?
That's all right, Mama?
Let's go.
That's all right. All right, here we go. Y'all ready? Let's do it. All right. Everybody tense up.
Monte Warden and the faux Jordanaires in studio.
The Wardenaires.
The Wardenaires. There you go. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Oh, good gosh.
Man, it's always great to see you. I wish I saw more of you. But I
Oh,
keep up
God
with
bless you.
too.
You've always been so good to me, Bill. Just thank you for having me.
Yeah, and socials, where do you want people to go?
Go to Monte Warden on Instagram and Monte Warden The Dangerous Few on Facebook.
All right.
We'll see you all on the Opry tomorrow night.
You will. Charlie Mattis, run your full lineup there, Hoss.
Well, Monty will be there along with Opry stars. Well, we referenced Bill Anderson off the air with a lot of things different. My favorite Bill Anderson song, but Bill will be there. Opry star T. Graham Brown, Don Schlitz as well as an Opry star, and the special guests in addition to Monty include Wyatt Ellis, who's just crazy good at the age. I think he's 15 now. Kylie Morgan's going to be there, and it's album release special night for Jordan Davis at the Grand Ole
Nice.
Opry. So tickets available at Opry100.com.
And you two are visiting after the show, right?
We're doing a big thing in Studio A for the first 400 people who buy the product, buy the merch, if you will. Yeah, so we're going to have a lot of fun with Jordan.
Mr. Acuff, be proud.
Make them pay for the food. We're going to pay.
Charge them
Quite
twice.
possibly. Yes.
Monty, come back soon.
God bless you, Bill.
All right.
Thank you.
God bless you all. It's Coffee Country and Cody. Monte Warden and the Dangerous Few on WSM Radio, Circle Country TV.
This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Tonight, Big Red Curtains, 7 o'clock. John Connolly, Daly and Vincent, Peyton Porter, Runaway June. Great to see them back. Charlie McCoy, Connie Smith, Noah Thompson, Aaron Weber, who was with us on the Assembly Food Hall stage a little bit earlier. And then tomorrow night, among our special guests and friends, in addition to members, Monte Warden, who just wrapped up Monte Warden and the Dangerous Few, their most recent albums, thing called Jackpot.
Oh, very good. Well, I told you about this earlier and didn't get a chance to pay it off, so I want to show y'all Casey Musgrave's new love.
Oh, you sure did talk about
Yep.
that.
She posted a picture. You ready to see it? Here it is. Brand new love. It's a horse.
I had chinchilla in the in the jackpot.
She said her new relationship is actually with Nava, a cream-colored horse that she first met. I don't think that's cream-colored. I don't know why it says cream-colored. That's not cream. That's like a beautiful, like, burnt orange, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, like a sorrel.
I mean, she's got cream on her nose, but they met in Oregon last summer. She said, I met this girl in Oregon last summer, fell in love, but didn't work out at the time. And then apparently the horse came back up, and so she bought her and brought her to Tennessee. So now she is at home in Tennessee. Her name is Nava, which means beautiful. I forgot in which language, but she had it listed on Instagram. So now she's got herself a new horse.
I
She's
think
beautiful.
she actually rustled the horse,
You think so?
like in a Western scene. She fell in
Could
love.
be.
She went back home, made a plan, went out, stole the horse, loaded on a trailer.
Not easy to do.
Brought it back.
Not from Oregon. That's not an easy theft. You know, maybe Shelbyville, but not Oregon. That's a caper is what that is. She also has her dogs, Pearl and Pepper. So now she's got a new horse at home. Well, I showed you this earlier, but I want you to see it again. Little boy with a goat. Let me set it up. So fair time. When you are showing an animal at the fair, if you've not done that before, usually you have to be pretty intense, very stoic. The animal needs to stay pretty still. If you can get them to, you know, they're being judged. If you have to walk them around, you're supposed to maintain eye contact with the judges to show that you're not looking down at your animal. Here's what happens after the little boy wins his yellow ribbon. Watch. Oh, he's hugging his goat, and then he kisses his goat, and then he hugs his goat again. My goodness. Here's the best part about this story.
And then the goat backs up
And
like,
the
okay,
goat
enough.
was
I'm
like,
done. I'm done.
We're friends. Okay, I get it. The crazy part about this is the yellow ribbon is fourth place, and he was so tickled and excited about getting fourth place with his goat. I can't get enough of it. If you watch it, look for it on Instagram and just watch his little face. He's smushing that little goat's head and he's kissing it. Oh, I just loved it so much. And this little boy is now viral, and he's been interviewed by all of these different talk shows.
I don't even think I ever got a fourth place ribbon, so I get it.
A boy and his
I get
goat.
it.
I'm telling you, it was something special. So here's a question for both of you. Is there anything in this world that you love enough that you would get it tattooed on your body? And people don't count. I'm talking about inanimate objects, things that you like to eat, a favorite car. Is there anything you would want permanently inked on your skin?
I have flirted with, we were talking Elvis with Monte Warden. My favorite Elvis jumpsuit is the Phoenix, and I've flirted with getting the Phoenix, not like chest big, but just small.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of detail in that.
There's
though,
a lot.
Yeah, and the George Harrison Ohm signal that was on every one of his records. That's
Okay.
another one I flirted with.
All right.
So yeah, actually, I could think of a couple.
Bill?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
not under any circumstance.
No.
But,
Listen.
but if you're not going to do it like Ashley McBride, then don't do it at all.
Well, my fear younger was that when I get old, these are going to look terrible. But now I'm old, so who cares?
Yeah, that's very true.
They'll look good for the rest of my life. My shelf life will still look fine.
Like this ink
I don't-
looks fresh.
I don't think at our ages it's the look they're looking for anymore, Charlie.
They'll take my money.
So there is a woman out there who loves Red Bull so much that she got the Red Bull barcode tattooed on her arm. Look at this. Now, when she goes to the store, she can actually scan
It works.
her arm to pay for her Red Bull. I don't know how or why you would want to do this to yourself. And if she's not getting paid by Red Bull, then she's really missing out. I mean, if this is the thing that's like, you get free Red Bull for the rest of your life if you get this tattoo, then maybe,
No.
but still no. Yeah.
Please tell me she's not a mom.
I don't know. Probably. She's from Switzerland.
That's funny.
And she said, it's actually pretty scannable, is what she said about the tattoo. I can't imagine the conversation that was happening at that tattoo parlor.
That's pretty impressive because I can't get the little stickers they put on apples to scan. I got to
Nor
type
can
in
I.
the code.
Nor can I. Yeah, that is pretty impressive when you think about it. Okay, I've got one more for you. Jelly Roll, Bailey Zimmerman, and more. They've all locked and loaded to play double show on the night of September 22nd. It's all to benefit Judge Dinkins Educational Center. The JDEC was co-founded by Judge Jim Todd, who was the prosecutor in Jelly Roll's case when he was younger. Now, this provides educational training for adolescents at risk or people who are actually engaged in the juvenile or criminal justice system in Davidson County. So we're talking about some kids that have gotten in trouble and they're trying to steer them the right way. And Jelly said this is a full circle moment to be able to partner with this, and to make it with the Opry is even more powerful. So both of those nights, that will be the beneficiary. Tickets are on sale right now. If you want to get them, you can go to Opry.com.
Yeah, Opry100.com to help celebrate any time during the course of our centennial this year. With Charlie Matos, Kelly Sutton, I'm Bill Cody. Thank you, Jeff Roberts, Master Control, and Annie Nye, our studio director. Let's do this again Monday, what do you say?